If you're a woman in transition and you're trying to figure out what 400K, 600K, or 800K actually gets you in Charleston, not just in square footage, but in lifestyle, this video is for you. Because the biggest mistake I see women make isn't buying too small, it's buying the wrong tier for their season in life. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you fall: 400K foundation, 600K upgrade, or 800K strategic luxury, and which one actually aligns with your wealth goals. The problem is Charleston looks dreamy online, but pricing feels confusing and sometimes honestly inflated. You see a 450K listing and you think, wait, why is it that small? Then you see an 800K home, you wonder, is this luxury or just location? And if you're relocating, you just don't want a house. You want something that fits your personality. Without clarity, you risk overpaying, choosing the wrong area, or moving here and realizing the vibe doesn't match your life. By the end of this video, you're going to understand what 400K, 600K, and 800K actually looks like in Charleston's market, including neighborhood differences, lifestyle trade-offs, and who each price point is really for. And then you'll know which tier aligns with your personality, goals, and long-term wealth strategy. Not just pretty houses, aligned decisions. If you're looking in the 400,000 to 500,000 range in Charleston, let's talk about what that really gets you. Not just a fantasy version, but real version. At this price point, you're typically looking at condos, townhomes, and smaller single family homes. This is one of the strongest entry points in Charleston. It works beautifully for first time home buyers, relocators who want to test the city before going all in, investors looking for a solid long-term appreciation asset. Now, here's what I love about this range. It has range. You can find newer construction, suburban communities, updated townhomes with lower maintenance, older homes in established neighborhoods that may need light cosmetic updates. Most homes will fall between 1,000 and 1,600 square feet, and sometimes a bit larger depending on the location. It fits the lifestyle of somebody who's building intentionally. Now let's talk about specific areas. In communities like Nexton, you'll find newer construction with walkable trails and retail shopping built right into the neighborhood. Builders like Stanley Martin Homes have communities that are offering modern finishes, open floor plans, and low maintenance lots. You're close to Nexton Square and Highway I-26. Restaurants and coffee shops are very convenient. It feels organized and works well for remote workers or young professionals who want structure without downtown chaos. Now for context, the median home price in Charleston typically sits in the mid 400s to low 500s, depending on the source and time of year. So 400,000 to 500,000, you're right around market median. Not cheap, but not luxury either. You're in the heart of the market. Now, I get this question a lot. Can you find something along the peninsula in that price range? Yes, but typically further north along the peninsula, often needing updates. New construction closer to downtown will exceed this budget. If you're open to light renovations or cosmetic updates, this price range can be powerful. You can step into an established neighborhood, potentially a strong school district, and build equity over time. You'll most commonly see homes in this price range around Nexton, Somerville, North Charleston, Upper Peninsula Charleston. Generally, as you move 20 to 30 minutes from the historic downtown, you gain more square footage and newer construction options. Now, let's talk about lifestyle because that matters more than square footage. This price point fits someone who values ease and smart affordability. She enjoys going downtown for dinners or events, but she really doesn't need to live in the middle of the tourist traffic. She wants modern grocery shopping, easy parking, nearby gym, and Target like 5 minutes away. She wants Charleston, but she wants convenience. She's building wealth, building freedom, but not trying to stretch herself thin just to say she lives downtown. And that's why this price range is one of the most strategic price points to enter into the Charleston market. Now, let's talk about the 600 to 700 price point in Charleston because this is where things really start to shift. At 600K, you're moving out of the starter home territory and moving into what we call the trade up home. This is ideal for growing families, women with older kids who need more space and function, buyers who want square footage and location, professionals who are settling in, not just testing the city. In this price range, you typically gain more space, often 1,800 to 2,500 square feet, depending on the area, and more finished interiors. Many homes in this price point already have modern kitchens, updated flooring, and thoughtful layouts. That doesn't mean zero maintenance. Every home has its own needs, but you're usually not walking into a full renovation project. Let's talk about geography because location is driving a lot of this price. In the 600K range, you start to see real options in Charleston, including parts of the peninsula, West Ashley, James Island, and occasionally select pockets closer to downtown without being in the full historic district. But let me explain why these areas are so desirable. Downtown Charleston offers walkability, Michelin star restaurants, boutique shopping, waterfront views, and year round events. Living here means stepping into a culture the moment you step outside. West Ashley sits across the Ashley River. It gives mature trees, established neighborhoods, and slightly larger lots. It feels a little bit more relaxed, but it's still connected. James Island offers a sweet balance of coastal access and city proximity. You're close to the water, but you're still just minutes away from downtown. It's community oriented, convenient, and increasingly competitive. Because these locations are highly desirable, homes in this price range move more quickly, especially with out of state buyers, second home purchasers. Charleston is still a relocation magnet at 600,000. 600K is a comfortable price range to many dual income households moving from higher cost states. I'll have a video based on neighborhoods and your personality later. So if you're interested in it, be sure to subscribe and click that like button, or ring that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. Now, let's talk about lifestyle. This price point is for women who don't want to compromise on convenience and location. She wants good restaurants within 10 minutes, events and cultures nearby, easy access to beaches, a polished, moved in, ready home. She values location, she values experience, and she values time. She doesn't want to feel removed from the energy of the city. She wants to be in it. At 600,000 in Charleston, you're paying not just for square footage, you're paying for proximity, access, lifestyle, and alignment. And for many buyers, that trade is worth it. Now, let's step into the 800K range in Charleston because this is where it starts to become a priority. This is where lifestyle starts to become a priority. At this price point, you're no longer choosing in between space and location. You're starting to get both. In 800K price range, you often see larger single family homes between 2,400 and 300 plus square foot. Renovated historic properties, waterfront adjacent homes, or properties with marsh views. elevated custom designs, high ceilings, upgraded finishes. You're not typically walking into a project at this level. Many of these homes have already been thoughtfully renovated or built within the last 10 to 15 years. Now, let's talk about location because this is where it gets exciting. In this range, you'll see a stronger availability in prime locations in the Charleston Peninsula, established areas of West Ashley, highly desirable neighborhoods in James Island, and select coastal and Gulf communities. This also includes properties with water access or historic charm. This is the tier where Charleston's character really starts to show up. You might get a deep front porch with columns, mature oaks, a fenced in yard with room for gatherings, or a home with a short bike ride to a restaurant or the marina. And this is because Charleston continues to attract high income earners. Homes, especially in this price range, move quickly, especially those who want water views, strong architectural designs, or turnkey renovations. Now, let's talk about who this is for. The 800K buyer is not just looking for a house, she's looking for alignment. She may be a dual income professional, an entrepreneur with her own business, a woman who is purchasing a primary residence that reflects the lifestyle she wants to build. She wants a space that hosts guests, has a home office, and feels intentional. She wants finishes that are curated, not builder basic. She wants to host, she wants beauty, she wants access, and she's willing to pay for it. At this level, you're buying lifestyle security. You're buying proximity without compromise. And you're buying into Charleston's charm at a higher tier. But there's a twist. The big difference between 400K and 800K in Charleston isn't always the house. It's the location psychology. It's daily life. It's whether you're buying for convenience or you're buying for space. And at the end, I'll tell you which tier I think personally is the smartest wealth building move in Charleston right now, especially if you're relocating. Now, let's get into it. Here's what most people don't realize. The right price point isn't just about budget. It's about your season. Two women can both qualify for 800,000 home, and one might feel financially stressed while the other feels aligned and empowered. The difference isn't income, it's clarity. Before you decide between a 400, 600, or even 800K home, you need to ask yourself, do I value proximity or privacy? Am I optimizing for investment growth or lifestyle experience? Do I want flexibility or prominence? Am I buying for the woman I am, or am I buying for the woman I am becoming? Because Charleston will give you options at every tier, but only one of those tiers will feel aligned. And alignment is what prevents buyer's remorse. So if you're seriously considering relocating to Charleston in the next 6 to 12 months, I invite you to book a private consultation with me. This isn't a generic buyer call. We map your lifestyle goals, your work structure, your commute tolerance, your long term wealth strategy, and what price point actually aligns with your next chapter. Whether it's a 400K strategic entry home, a 600 trade up, or 800K lifestyle property, we will make it intentional. You can book the consultation in the link below. And if you're still in research mode, comment CHS and I will send you my relocation guide to help you start narrowing things down. But the key is choosing the version of it that matches who you are and where you're going. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.